Hello, I'm Ritz Blues, and this is Cactus Cowboy 3 fully loaded for PC VR. I happen to be playing on a Quest 3, but it's, you can use a variety of different headsets for it. It is the third in the Cactus Cowboy line of games. The first game, kind of a rough platformer, not particularly easy. You have a 6-shooter. Cactus Cowboy 2, you have 6-shooter portal guns, very portal-like. This is sort of the next step of the evolution, which is more like a Call of Duty game, where you have a variety of weapons that you can pick and swap out as you go through a long campaign. So we'll go ahead and I'll get ready to start the timer here. So we're going to do a new game. And we're going to play on Daisy Flower difficulty. And I've played it before on normal. Mostly the difference is the bosses have a lot more hit points. I have not played on Cactus Cowboy. I have not played on Cactus Cowboy difficulty. But we'll play on Daisy Flower because, it's better for speedrunning. So 3, 2, 1, go. Alright. So, here's the plot of the game. You can see that here we are in Cactus Land and downtown Cactus City, I guess, whatever you want to call it. It's just cacti just hanging out, having a good time, partying down, just enjoying living life. Working, playing, commuting, just your everyday sort of thing. When all of a sudden, oh no! Aliens! They blew up a car! Whoa! Oh no! They've sent their robots to attack the good denizens. Someone has to do something about it. Will no one stop the chaos of robots? Oh, watching live. I'm standing here in the midst of an alien robot invasion. Only Cactus Cowboy can save us now. You're right. We do need to come save the day. Our house still only has one door, at least this time. So that's nice. But yes, I'm afraid that Cactus Cowboy must take up arms again with his trusty 6-shooter or heavy machine gun or, I don't know, just handgun, I guess. Sure. You have an invasion of aliens. Logically, all you need is just a dinky little pistol. That should be plenty enough. And so we step outside. Cactus VR Studio presents a game of questionable quality. Cactus Cowboy is back in, oh no, Cactus Cowboy 3, fully loaded. Yeehaw. Loading sounds. Alright, so the run officially begins here. So Cactus Cowboy fully loaded, Cactus Cowboy 3. Once again, we have just the view of our nice little cactus hands here. We have enemies, 3D worlds to explore. Much less platforming and much more 3D world exploration, which is good. There are a wide variety of weapons, and for some reason, the 6-shooter is not one of them. covers those. Yeah, so we have a belt underneath me here that can carry 2 sidearms, and then in addition to that, over my head or behind my back, there is a holster for a 2-handed weapon, a heavy weapon. So, pretty much the basis of the game and the purpose of the speedrun is going to be getting things over as fast as possible. I will try to avoid unnecessary combat. You have to be very careful when handling guns, weapons, like weapons and ammunition, because you can drop guns or clips on the ground, and if it doesn't go in your holster, then you lose your weapon, and then all you have left are your cacti fists, which are not the best. Come on, get a little higher. There we go. So we're gonna do a little wall climbing here. We skipped a rope course earlier in the stage, as sort of a tutorial for how to cross ropes. Ropes are extremely slow, and hopefully I should only ever have to use one in the entire game. We've also skipped a wall climb, where there's like climbing rocks, and a bunch of enemy spawns that would normally be in this little arena. So we just have a few more on the other side of this ridge. And then we will make it to the ruins. So yeah, we can actually, like, when unarmed, like, hit things with our cactus prickles, I guess. Loading. You can move in a loading screen. Fun. So this first area, we have a few enemies to dispatch, and then we're going to grab our first heavy weapon. There's the shotgun. I'm not going to be using the shotgun just yet, though. We want to save the ammo for a harder area. So throughout the levels, there's going to be a bunch of levers that will be required to go through gates, because one of the things that they learn their lesson on in Portal is making sure that players like myself, speedrunners, can't just stick their head through walls or cut through gates and skip them. So the gates are unfortunately, as far as I know, mandatory to finish the stages. Okay. Sometimes we have what's called matrix jumps or matrix falls, where the game decides to slow down and make cool matrix noises. It doesn't do a thing to save time. Also, it doesn't do a thing to make it any easier to make jumps. It's just annoying and slow and unavoidable. So we're going to grab some shotgun ammo. I'm at pretty good health, so we're going to skip the health pickups here. Grab a little pistol ammo, throw the lever, grab the SMG ammo, or more pistol ammo. So my ammo is listed in a little box down beneath me here. Here's our first boss. We're just going to jump over his hands here. Because killing the boss takes forever and wastes shotgun rounds, and I'm not going to do it. Alright, so now we're going to jump up and grab a rock and climb along the ceiling. So, VR controls. This is actually very fun to do. A little tricky, because if you miss, you will fall. For the most part, you can outrun bullets in this game. Most enemies are also not very accurate. Some of them are very accurate. But these first few, their bullets are slow, they shoot slow, and they're fairly easy to just ignore or dodge. Actually, it's pretty handy. Remember that taking damage is what you want to do in this area, simply because it saves time. So grab a little help here. One more shotgun ammo, and you're done with the ruins. We're out of pistol ammo, but that is okay. The game will give us mountains of it. So now we're going to do our first major skip in the game. We're going to jump across a huge pit with a death flame in it. And we're going to climb over this tree. If we don't make the jump, we die. Thankfully, the game is nice and restarts stages where you have died on them, but there are no checkpoints within the stages themselves. So until you get to chapter completion, if you die, you just start all over. So we made our way across the bulk of the combat of this game. And as you can see, a lot of it is just ignoring massive numbers of enemies this game will send at you. Sometimes it will be necessary to fight huge crowds of enemies like that, but usually it's not. A lot of the time, I'll just shoot enemies of opportunity or boredom. The nice thing about dynamite enemies is when they explode, if you shoot them, where's a jerk? When you shoot enemies that are explosive like that, they will damage enemies around them. I did miss the lever, so we can climb back up, unfortunately. Alright, so we have our first SMG. Fairly useful. I will be using SMGs as my holster weapon throughout the game. I keep a pistol around because the game gives you tons of pistol ammo. I just threw away SMG ammo there because I missed loading it in the gun, and now it's gone. So just sort of lost it up there. That's unfortunate. Not detrimental, but it sucks. So every gun has a particular method of reloading. All guns except for the shotguns are magazine fed. So you'll have to push a button to eject your magazine without and then put the new clip in from your belt. And then this one has a little reload action here on the side of the gun. All the guns have some sort of like racking mechanism or something you'll have to do to chamber a bullet or shell if you're reloading a gun from empty. You can also just rack the gun to lose a bullet if you want. It just goes away forever. So, like, honestly, the gun mechanics in this game are very well programmed. Like, it does a very good job of keeping track of like what's in your inventory and how much is in the chamber, stuff like that. They carry through between levels. So we're actually on our way to the first boss here. So I'm going to stash my guns because I won't need either my handgun or SMG for this fight. This will be our first boss fight at sort of this old west style town. While the boss is appearing and spawning in, I'm going to grab as much ammo and health as I can. And then I'm going to get in position and get ready to start shooting. get some ammo here. I could bring one of these with me to the next stage. It's not really worth it. And while we wait for our train to arrive at the end of the stage, let's just grab a little more ammo and health. That way I'm good for the start of the next level. So once the train comes to a stop, the next level will begin. Alright, so moving on. We're in the train here. I already have a shotgun, but I'm going to carry a second one. You can actually hold on to guns or stash them. So I have one shotgun stashed, my handgun stashed, my SMG stashed, and then I have this spare shotgun. So this train level is where difficulty does sort of get the first major spike up. Enemies tend to be in very tight spaces. It's very easy to fall off the train. This first shotgun I can't take with me up the ladder, unfortunately. Matrix jump. We'll stash our gun here because this next section we're going to do some platforming. With platforming, if you look at the belt in the VR view, that's how you can tell where your feet are, which actually makes platforming in this game easier than any of the other Cactus Cowboy games. It's not that the platforms are necessarily easy, it's just it's a little easier to tell exactly where the game thinks you are. Matrix jump. You want here, and we're just going to run through the rest of the stage. Very good. One more crowd of bots. You have to be careful with ammo with the shotgun because it's very easy to just sort of throw it away. But we're done with the train stage now. So we got through with a decent amount of health. Oh no, the train crashed. Rest in peace, Cacti Express. So normally you're supposed to wait for the tank to drive around the corner and blow all this debris out of the way, but you can just run in the cave, it's fine. It's not actually blocking the path. So here we have our first cave level here. And a lot of it, you can sort of circumvent the climbing sections through creative jumping. We also have our new enemy here, which is the Forced Weinsnecker Ball Bot. Forced Bot. Their shots deal a lot of damage, but they're also kind of inaccurate. The funny thing is when you blow them up, they have a toupee that just sort of goes flying off. Alright, so this room will be fairly crowded. Lots of bad guys. Mostly interested in killing the dangerous ones. Gonna jump across, matrix jump, and try and grab these rocks. Very good. And we're through. We have to go this way first because the path that leads to the exit requires platforms that this lever has. I'm may have to remember to jump in slime
Do you want to
Okay, so we're gonna stash that. Use our heavy machine gun here for a little bit. Because I'm holding a gun, I will not be able to climb walls, but fortunately there is just enough space in this area to platform your way up if you don't do it wrong.
Do you want to die?
The unfortunate thing is those little clown bots are really good at aiming. Like, their shots are always aimed directly at you. They're a little slow, but they're always aiming at you. So if they shoot at you, you have to move or just take the hit. Matrix jump because reasons. Alright, so we're gonna reload this gun here in just a second. And we're gonna switch hands. Oh, I hope I didn't just lose the gun. Cool, we just lost the gun. Thanks, game. Alright. Well, that makes this next section slightly more annoying. Actually, it might be worth it to grab the SMG if I fail this, but we'll see. Oh, I only have 35 health going into this. You know what? I'm gonna take the death. So here's our first death. Hooray. So sad. But 35 health is not enough to get through this one. This level, one of the hardest walls of the early parts of the game. Lost and Found did recover my missing weapons, including my shotgun, all of my other weapons, which is a little annoying that you do have to recover them. But now I have my machine gun that I lost in the loading transition there. So we're gonna summon a boat with these little yellow like kiosks here, and I'm gonna dual wield some machine guns here. So these assault rifles are definitely like kind of your middle high tier weapons. They're not the heaviest weapons, but it's usually hard to go wrong with these guns for most fights. And this part is no exception. There's a huge volume of enemies. We have these new sort of ninja bots to worry about. Very dangerous. They can shred your health pretty quick if you let them get too close. So, luckily they make a fairly obnoxious sound of birds are jerks. Alright, so we made it to our next island, boat here, our little raft here. I'm gonna grab a sidearm for this next part. There we go. Dual wheel for this part. Get a little extra ammo, a little health. I'm gonna climb this rock, to climb this tree, to skip half this island, to go to the next island across the bridge. The enemies behind us are too slow to hit us. We outrun most of their bullets. So at this point now we're just going to try and clear out as many enemies as we can. I want to use as much heavy machine gun ammo as possible, because we're going to switch weapons once I get on this next island here in the middle of the island we're on. There's a little moat around it. Unfortunately, that little moat surrounds the next kiosk that we need to summon another raft to get across the area we're trying to cross. So you would normally have to cross this moat with a rope, but this piece of the island is just low enough where you can actually jump across and not die. Unfortunately, the reverse trip is not true. So, we're gonna swap weapons here. We're gonna grab that rocket launcher and one spare rocket. And I don't see too many things that I need to kill right now. So we're gonna try and grab that over here. There we go. If I fall off this rope, I am very dead. Alright, cool. So, that was a pretty good island in the island section there, or moat section. I don't know how to describe this level. And so finally we're going to move to the other volcanic island. We started on the first one there. This is our destination here, another volcanic island. Why we couldn't sail here from there, I will never know. Thankfully, this island is totally easy to glitch and like clip right through. So we're gonna do that. Gonna grab a couple spare guns, some more SMG ammo because you can never have enough of that. Like handgun ammo, you usually wind up with several dozen too many clips. The SMG and machine gun ammo, it's pretty hard to have enough of. So I'm just gonna go around this mountain, come out the other side, and miss an entire enemy gauntlet. We don't even have to fight them. It's just a little fun. These weapons aren't even going to be really useful for the next segment, so if I try to go for a more competitive time with this, I probably won't even bother picking them up. So this will summon our next transport, which is a hot air balloon, and is the end of the chapter. Now if I really want, I can keep these guns, but I'll have to pick them up at the end of the boss fight. This boss fight is, well, it's kind of annoying, like most boss fights. But one nice thing about it is I play VR seated, so I'm actually kind of crouched down right now relatively. The game thinks I'm crouching. And by playing seated like this, it makes this boss basically unable to damage me. Not the UFO, they have a stupid shield that I can't break. But they're going to summon an attack helicopter right over there. Bullets just go right over my head. This is pretty damage for me. Come around the side here. Again, just free damage. Okay, there's one. Back over here. And dead. Good fight. So, get rid of that. Try to get rid of that. I'm going to try to grab this gun, that gun. Alright, and now our balloon will fly forward. Any guns I wasn't holding on to before the balloon tilts forward go flying out the back. And if I jump, I will fly out the back of this balloon and die. But our destination up ahead, you saw briefly, is a container ship near the coast of Cactus City. So we finally arrived at Cactus City, which is sort of the epicenter of where all of the alien robot activity is. And so now we're going to sneak onto a ship here. fight our way through. We have new enemies introduced on this stage as well. Which are the turrets. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and ditch that. So, we're going to ditch our machine gun for a little bit. We'll get another one later. Drop you here, you here. The first one is always bouncy. Jump on the 2 blocks, and yay, we solved the puzzle. Hooray. So turrets are also very slow. So under most circumstances, you can ignore turrets as long as you're not standing in their line of sight for too long. You always want to give the little red assassins some room. They will shred your health. The difficulty adjustment from like Daisy Flower to normal difficulty halves the damage those assassins do. They do like 10 damage a hit normally. They hit you pretty quick too. Alright, again, they reuse this nice little puzzle design of let's throw 2 blocks in front of this one turret room. So, boing, catch, boing. Alright, cool. Machine gun ammo, always worth it. Try and jump these as quickly as we can. Most of these you just jump up. A couple of them require a ladder, and this requires zip lining. Decent amount of health. Now we move into the boss area. In the boss area, we're going to have a decent amount of enemies blocking progress here. But we're going to try and get to a rocket launcher as fast as we can.
You want to die?
Yeah, you can see that the balls enemies are not very accurate. Alright, so we've got our rocket launcher. We're going to use that to pretty much destroy any enemies that come nearby for a little while until our boss shows up. Only because we have unlimited ammo for this gun, and it is the strongest gun in the game, but unfortunately we can't carry ammo with us unless we hold it with our bare hands. So ideally we want to try and lead our target a little bit. It's a little hard to get some good shots out there. Thankfully, the boss not particularly accurate, but neither am I. So a lot of this boss fight, you just sort of spam shots, hoping that he flies into them. So he stops in front of us. Death choppers are so annoyingly hard to hit. We got it. There's the kill. So we'll grab one more pair of rockets for the end of the level. We'll grab whatever health we can on the way out. Alright. Moving on. Welcome to Cactus City complex or storage area or whatever. Alright. So this next area introduces a new mechanic in the game, which is card keys. Card keys are horrible. Unfortunately, the enemies have the placement of the card keys that we need to find is going to be random. Which means we're just going to have to systematically check every single one. I've memorized what it looks like when a hostage has a card key that we want, but most hostages are just going to say, "Thanks for saving me. Please save the others." So far we are 0 for 2. We also now have a new enemy, which is the forklift box. So, because of the volume of enemies and how long it takes to check each of these containers, generally speaking, I will clear out a lot of the enemies while trying to explore. Which unfortunately does take time. Card key? Card key. Alright, so we have our yellow key. Where is that little? Oh, he's way over there shooting at me. So, there's a lot of different types of enemies in this game, and you sort of have to learn the audio cues of what's dangerous and what's not. Alright, is this some gun? No, it is not. Okay. I think this guy has a gun. It's probably just a handgun. Yeah, it's just an SMG, which is fine. I'll take it. Okay, so we found one key so far. It's really annoying to throw away SMG ammo like that. Key? No key. Key? Key. 2 keys. One more to go. I think there's still, 4 more containers to check. You can see that the game does get to the point where enemies just sort of spawn in almost overwhelming numbers. On a harder difficulty, I would certainly be dead already. So we are actually out of submachine gun rounds. Emi. No key. Probably not going to be this one. Nope. Which means it's either this one. We are low on health. And of course it's going to be in the final container. Located very far away. Which is this one.
Do you want to die?
Yeah. Those kill bots take like a full clip of handgun ammo to kill. The worst thing about this level is that there is a boss. Thankfully, it's easy. So we will be killing them with a handgun to save health. Done. So I will probably take a death here just to get health back. Get this guy to turn around. Hit me. And dead. Cool. Alright, so we got a health refill for that. I will have to pick up my weapons at Lost and Found, but that's okay. Alright, Lost and Found. Shotgun, SMG, pistol, spare pistol. What you got? Actually, this guy has a decent weapon. A spare shotgun. Alright, so this room actually took me a little while to figure out the layout. So first we have to throw a lever. Resupply a little bit of ammo here. Wrong path, but we'll grab this guy's gun, which is a decent gun. And it'll be nice to have a rifle again for a while. This rifle is a bit slower, but it does pack more of a punch per bullet. Hello, Kitty. My cat has come to voice his displeasure with me allowing him to play my VR game. We're gonna skip this corner here, come around the side. Come over here, open this door. And this guy will have the key card we need to exit the level. Now we just need to fight our way out. Okay, grab a little health here. He actually can reach me on top of those boxes, unfortunately. But he also gets a little confused about which way to point. We're gonna double back for just a second here. I'm gonna put these rifles on this box. And come back for them in just a moment. Right, I forgot a lever. Ooh, time loss. I did step 2 before I did step 1. Step 1 is you go over to these boxes and climb up. Then you go. But I got too excited to use up my shotgun rounds and just sort of kept going. No. So we have the little kill bots here. Okay. Another little stressful segment done. Now we can go to that ladder. How's it going, big guy? My cat is just persistent. Really, really wants attention right now. Jump up the ladder and climb up the rest of it before the turret shoots me. Dropped our gun, but I have a spare. So that was the case of me actually not holstering my previous gun. Alright, so now we're gonna go grab these guns we left behind earlier. We're gonna use these to bust through this last segment here. I'm going to try and find an area that I can get out of bounds. The easy kill. Might be able to get out of bounds with that truck. We'll see. If not, I'll have to go over to the power plant. So this last segment, I'm pretty much going to try to avoid combat as much as possible. Try to get over here, and in this area, we're going to try and jump onto the fence. There we go. So now we're out of bounds, and this will significantly limit the amount of combat we have. As long as we just run along this barbed wire, we'll be nice and safe. Our goal is to get to the far end of the compound, sewer entrance, which is right over here. And dropping. And we have just reached almost the halfway point of the game. When we finish the sewers, the game will be halfway done. So, sewers is a pretty straightforward stage. Not a whole lot of combat if we go fast. Most of the enemies will spawn behind us. Alright, done with that. So now for a bunch of platforming. We're going to say goodbye to our rifle, because we need both hands to cross this. You cannot hold a rifle and cross at the same time. Matrix jump! I take the jump because it doesn't save any time to skip the matrix jump. Although matrix jumping is annoying. Very narrow platforms, way up high. Try to grab the highest rock we can. Just need to get above the platform and we can move on. Okay. Turrets are not particularly accurate, so. The game does have a nasty tendency to be a little slow on the spawns. And so sometimes, don't do this game. Sometimes the enemies will spawn literally right in front of you because you're moving so fast that the game has not caught up to where they should be spawning. At a reasonable casual pace, the enemy spawns make a lot of sense relative to where you're standing. Alright, boxes are done. Unfortunately, we have to kill these guys. If you don't, when you do this next segment, they will shred you. Because you'll just go ziplining directly into their bullets. Alright, now we can officially reach the halfway mark of the game. And we have a cutscene. So this is a great opportunity to take a break, get a little water, stretch your legs, enjoy this sort of cutscene here. I see that the timer has not started. Oops, I forgot to start my timer, whatever. But looks like we're about 50-ish minutes in, 54. So it's a good opportunity to get a little water. Alright. Just knocked the, just broke one of my controllers for a second. Fix that for a moment. Alright. Welcome to my least favorite level in the entire game. It is an endurance level. It is an arena level. Basically, this is the spot where the war takes place on the TV screen. The opening cutscene is this area. And you have to kill every single enemy in this area. There's no sense leaving any of them behind because you have to kill them all. Every single one. And if I ever find a way to skip this segment, you can bet I will do it. Because this level takes forever. You just have to get past this guard here. And he'll actually let me through once all the bots are dead. So what I like to do is just sort of go around scavenging as much ammo as I can, trying to trigger as many enemies to spawn as possible. This level also introduces our other good friend, the what do you call them? The sideshow bobs. That's what I like to call them. Sideshow bobs, yes. So those are the guys that were kind of attacking us at the beginning of the stage. Alright, we're gonna stash that machine gun for a second, and then I'm gonna keep grabbing a little more ammo. I want to try and grab as much ammo as I can before the enemy spawns get out of control. Okay, goodbye shotgun. So the little yellow bots, while annoying, are not as bad as the sideshow bobs that will absolutely unload on you and have precise accuracy. Probably the most dangerous basic enemy in the game is the sideshow bob. Well, let me correct that. Most dangerous ranged enemy. That's just because they consistently have attacks that can hit you. If you are not paying attention, don't move, whatever. So we've made one loop back at the main area, the starting area. It's a little more ammo to grab here, but not much. Not much to say about this level. It's just you run around and shoot like crazy. It's a lot of fun, casually, like just fighting tons and tons of bots over and over again. If you really want though, it's possible to choose it. Like if I get a little low on health or ammo, it's possible to just sort of jump on the roof of the level here and just sort of take pot shots with a handgun. So you can actually jump on this awning, and then you can climb up here on these umbrellas, and you can find them up here with no threat to you. They can still shoot you, and so you really only have to worry about like a handful of them, but you don't have to go like running around all over the place. Unfortunately, it's also terribly boring to do it that way. So I also find it's a little faster if you just sort of actively search for bots to kill. I'm gonna use my handgun for a little while. Alright, we have a threat. I need to switch guns. Big yellow guys are slow, But man, they are very dangerous. I gotta hand it to the developer. They do a really good job with the enemy designs. I just wish this level weren't so long. So, a couple more places to duck in and grab health and ammo. Not much though. Getting fairly tapped. Alright, I'm pretty sure we're not done yet. Nope. So, let's go searching for the last spot. So this is sort of the worst part of the level where now we just sort of have to wander around and try and find any stragglers. That's a heck of a straggler. Yeah, a few more clips for this gun. That's good. So. I don't know how many more enemies there are, but we're definitely close to being done. So I think we'll check now and see if they're done. Nope, still more. They might be in the starting area, so we're going to check over here too. I also love how, like, the enemies that you kill, for the most part, don't really despawn or go away. I think that guy's lying to me. I think I am actually done, and he just won't let me through. It's annoying, because sometimes it takes a few moments for him to actually be like, yep, you did a good job, see ya. Open the path. Pretty please. Yeah, we did it. Alright, cool. So, that level's done. So we're going to move on to the city part 2. And this level, also kind of annoying because for the next handful of levels, actually the next 2 levels, I'm going to be looking for card keys all over the place. But thankfully, I don't have to kill every single enemy here. A lot of them I can just ignore. Some you should not. But a lot you can ignore. So. Enough out of this parking lot that I can start checking for the keys. So I have to make sure not just to open them, but go inside and see if any of the hostages have keys with them. No luck. No keys. Let me just double check this one. Alright, so we are 0 for 4. That's just how this stage goes, unfortunately. Just gonna make our way to the next hostage truck. It's right over here. Check to see what's inside there. So, yeah, that turret is like halfway across town. Alright, so that's 2 major areas finished. 0 card keys. So half the stage, no keys. So they're all going to be over here. And if I die, they're not going to be over here again. They're going to be somewhere else. It shuffles every time you die. Unfortunate. That's just the way the game goes. Nope, still nothing. No keys. There's one key. Alright, that's yellow. No key. Next area. So in this area, I like to take the turret out. That's just because I'm going to have to do a lot of maneuvering otherwise. Alright. Should calm things down a little bit. Key? Yeah. 2 keys. Another key? No key. Only a couple more left to check. Okay, let's see what this guy has. Key? No key. So they're gonna make me check every last truck. There it is, finally. Let's go wrap this up. I was wrong, there's still 1 left to check, but still, second to last key, almost as bad. I can hear that there is a forklift, but he's not here anymore. So that's the last of the ammo we can grab before ducking into Cacti Tower. So there's all the keycards. We are done with the stage. Alright, no more city. Time for the building. Grab a little bit of health here. This first floor I do like to do with a pistol because it's not too bad. I think there's still Sideshow Bob around. Alright. Toss that. Give me a gun. Shotty body no blitz. Does this guy also have a gun? No, he has health. Which I do need. The other side has ammo, which I think I kind of need a decent amount of SMG ammo. So we'll grab that. That guy's busy taking the lead. Let's not bug him. Here's Cactus Cowboy Land VR in arcade mode. So the developers have taken another step of complexity further. We have a 7-floor elevator, of which we are only going to visit 5 of the floors. Maybe 6. So again, we're searching for key cards. The floors that they are on is not random. However,
Do you want to die?
the floors are not random. Like this will always have the, I believe it's the red card first. But the NPCs that give it are completely random. This guy, favorite gun, we'll see that gun later on. Okay. It's going to be that way. It's going to be one of those like, hey, talk to every single person, the last one's going to give you a key kind of situations.
Do you want to die?
Alright. So we checked the cubicles, let's go to the kitchen. It's either going to be in the kitchen or that other area where the key will be. Nope.
Do you want to die?
There's the key. Not quite the last person, there were still 2 people I could ask. But now we can go to floor 2. You gotta be careful, don't drop guns on the elevator because they'll fall right through the floor. Floor 2 requires the, oh, it's the blue key, whatever. I'm gonna get through here as fast as possible, so rush it. Hit this, double back. Trying to get out before the boss touches. Jump like a crazy person to dodge the bobs on the wall. Go to floor 4. We skip floor 3. That was a good floor 2. So floor 3 only has an SMG that's kind of cool. We don't need it. Floor 4 has a security door we had to open on floor 2. Floor 4 has our next key. Unfortunately, this one I am going to have to kill most of the mobs.
Do you want to die?
Oh, Bob. Swap guns. This guy only has a... this guy wants things to set on fire, so he sets a graphics card on fire. This guy also wants us to set things on fire, but he gives us a gun. Good dude. No key.
Cactus.
No key.
Cactus.
So one of these guys still has the key. I think he's in the bathroom here. There it is. Alright. So, not the fastest floor 4. Let's go to floor 5. Floor 7 is the fake floor. There is no hidden like crypto lab or research lab. So red key, this floor has 2 keys on it. We're going to try and find all the hostages as fast as we can. Get away from it. Luckily, there's a couple of spots right over here that are kind of a dead zone for some of these enemies, and they don't like to walk over here.
Hostile detected.
Have to kill that turret eventually because we have to get past it. Gun. But we still don't want to use my favorite gun on this stage. Still not what we need, which means that it's got to be this guy over here. That's just the luck, isn't it? Always one of the last ones you can talk to. There we go. Here's the key. And this key opens a door that leads to the executive room, which has another door. This is Cactus Cowboy Studios, apparently. So now we have all 4 keys, so let's go to the secret crypto lab. And access the mainframe like the hackers we are. So at this point, we're now ready to just exit the building as quickly as we can. The yellow card, oh yeah. All right, hard part's over.
Hostile detected. Engaging.
It's just dealing with Bob.
Engaging.
Okay. It's okay, we'll switch guns here. Okay. Decent amount of damage, but we made it. Alright, we will have one enemy we'll have to kill here in just a moment. It's usually always one. Alright, boss time. Let's go, Enrico Apeston. Almost one second.
Welcome to your personal hell, Cactus Cowboy.
Oh, he's dead. So we're gonna jump around and grab some more health. And then we'll grab some. We just fell through the floor. What the heck just happened? I've never seen that before. Good game is good. Okay, well, I guess we gotta fight Enrico Apeston again. Sure. Oh, this is my lost and found. It's like, I don't have my guns. Very important gun. Alright. So I guess stay away from this part of the building because you'll fall through it.
Welcome to your personal hell, Cactus Cowboy.
Good fight. Alright, grab the health. And now we wait somewhere safe for the next part. Take a spare SMG. Here comes our buddy, Viking Cactus, with a jetpack. How's it going, Viking Cactus? So he's gonna go tell us that they need help over in Cactus Forest, now that we've secured Cactus City. It's time for us to take the fight to the aliens. So yeah, we're just sort of like hanging on to our little cactus buddy as he flies us across town and out to the forest. Now why he had to stop here instead of my actual destination, I'll never know. But here we are. So, now we're in the Cactus Forest. I do like that they have some throwback music from some of the earlier Cactus Cowboy 1 songs. After defeating Enrico Apeston, we now have a new enemy, which are the fire-breathing apes. Fire-breathing ape bots, complete with flapping cheeks. When you shoot them, their cheeks, they flap. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. That's what they do. I hope you like the sound of a lot of bullets, because there's going to be a lot more of that going around. Yeah, he just absolutely gave me a hug. I got stuck on the tree stump, unfortunately. Alright, try that again. We'll grab our lost and found. This gun, super important. So try it again. So for the most part, we don't want to get caught up in too much combat like that. We're good. You have to pick one enemy to shoot, make it the bobs. They are the most dangerous thing to fight at range. Guns for this part. So this is the AA-12. It is a combination rifle with shotgun, and it hits insanely hard. I don't like using it if I don't need it, but for a moment there, we needed it, so. Should be able to get by the rest of this segment without too much trouble. Danger, Will Robinson. Oh, Bob. Alright. Not ideal. But we moved. Alright, that should be enough to get us through this next part. It's going to be a little dicey, though. So, zipline central. We have to do, I think, 4 ziplines? 3? Doesn't really matter. A lot of ziplines. This is one of the very... Oh, I have 1 health. Alright, cool. Hopefully they don't hit me anymore. Zip line and get out of here. We don't want to. Oh, we're dead. Great, cool. I didn't think it triggered, so I let go, and then I died. Hooray! That's the most trouble I've ever had in the forest. Cool. Let's go again. I think there's a rifle somewhere I can pick up that I'm missing that would probably make this a little easier. Especially with having such little ammo left on my SMG. Oh, hello. This'll do. I don't have a lot of ammo for it, but sniper rounds are always useful. 2 shots. Sniper ammo? What do you mind if I do? There are melee weapons in this game, but as you would think in a bullet spammy gun game like this, melee weapons are not particularly strong. I mean, they are strong. They're just very, very dangerous to use. Alright, so we're doing a little better at this segment. Just gotta be careful. Nope, I say a little better. It's not much better. Cool. Not better, worse. It is what it is, though. Try Walk in. We're gonna die with this. Worse. Yep. You cannot use a katana against those guys. Alright, I just wanted to mess with one for a bit. Oh, rough stuff. Alright. I want to focus on doing this without taking as much damage. Which unfortunately means more fighting, slower movement. Which, if I wasn't missing a rifle, this would actually be quite a bit easier. So I have to remember to take that with me. Cool. Easy game. Appreciate that. Alright.
You want to die.
Alright. Grab the health. And let's go. We should be able to go now. Do you have a new gun for me? No, it's just a zip line. Okay. And down. Yeehaw gun. That'll work. So this was the SMG that I skipped in the office complex. Unfortunately, I'm out of ammo for it. All I got left is my handgun and my AA-12, and I don't want to use my AA-12. Fortunately, we can skip most of the combat here. And now we're about the last bit here. Alright, that's the last of them. So now we just have to go through the final area, the final gauntlet with just a pistol. Luckily, this last bit is quite a bit easier than the first part. That's the last bit. We're just gonna run away from the rest of it, and we're done with the stage. Whew. Alright. Glad to be done with that. We're actually very close to the end of the game at this point. We just have 3 more stages. This is a long cutscene. Another good opportunity to take a break, grab a drink, check the time. So, a little over an hour and a half into it, 3 stages left. And they are probably the hardest stages in the game in terms of, like, raw enemies and annoying things you have to do to finish the stages. So we're going to talk to that soldier to get him to blow up the gate. This one's got a handy-dandy fun little gun here that I'll be able to use for a little bit for free. So, one that absolutely wrecks things. Rough start. Don't know what we were stuck on there, but we got stuck on something. Alright, things will get a lot better once we get on the other side of this building because there is finally going to be a heavy machine gun we can pick up. Actually, there's going to be 2 heavy machine guns. So that's 3 cages, that's 4, 5, 6. Not a lot of ammo for this, unfortunately. We'll have to make do though. Thankfully, there are a decent amount of power-ups all over the stage, so it does mean taking a little extra time to heal up, to stay alive. Sure there's occasion here. Okay. I always like to make sure I'm not missing any hostages in each of these little areas I go to. Good chunk of the way in. Almost done rescuing the scientists. I believe the last one is just this one over here. Cool, we did it. Actually got through here with a decent amount of health, too. Grab one more, and we'll go to the next stage. Not a whole lot of heavy machine gun ammo going into the facility, but not a bad thing either. I'm going to set this here in case we need it later. We'll just fall right through because no collision, I guess. Great start. Went from full health, almost dead already. Alright, let's get my favorite gun, the A12. We have 6 clips, this will last us a while. Double A12, very strong gun, good range, good firepower, good stopping power. It'll always be the second person that we talk to for the card key. Or third, I guess. This guy. Oh. Bad luck. Alright. This is the worst luck I've ever had finding the first key. There it is. Yellow key, good. this is why I like to save the AA-12 for so late in the game, because that one hallway is just so chock full of enemies that you kind of need it for that part. Oh yeah. Alright, we have to open this door with that lever. I should probably refill that handgun eventually.
Do you want to die?
I always want to check before I leave this area because I have a bad habit of leaving the key behind. So now we're going to double back to the first area we cleared, and there's a door that we can visit. This gun is so strong, and by the time we use it now, we have so much ammo. Super good gun. There should be either a gorilla or a gator in this hall. Maybe not. This floor, we only have to hit one lever. We're gonna put this gun here, lever, grab it down. And this guy will give us the next key. Thankfully, he always has the next key. And the rest of the level is pretty straightforward. Not a lot of variation. A little low on health, but we're almost done. Okay. Cool. So we open the door for mission control. And then mission control has a key for upstairs mission control. For some reason. Oh, hang on. Oh, I have a spare, that's why. Alright, so one of the important things at the end of this stage I learned the hard way. Put your gun away before you finish the stage. Otherwise, it'll disappear in this cutscene. Alright, so the army has finally arrived to reclaim their base. So they are shooting at the UFO, which decides to escape into space. Luckily, we have scientists with a rocket ready to fire to go after the UFO and take the fight to space.
7, 6, 5, 4,
Another great opportunity for a drink.
1.
Alright, so now we are in the final gauntlet. Space! I do need to grab a considerable amount of health here so I don't lose my super gun. I think I'll just ditch this pistol here in a second. So yeah, this level is proof that the developers kind of knew what they were doing with the level design, because even though there's all these ridges that I absolutely can climb on top of, there's invisible walls across each one of them, and it's going to prevent me from being able to actually jump over. Zip across here. So for the most part, we're just going to run from these enemies and only fight ones that are immediate threats. Normally I would run on the walls at this stage. However, if you do too much of that, they will prevent you from spawning the necessary checkpoints for the UFO to reach the end of the stage. And the UFO actually does have to go through these areas and spawn zombies. So we will do some wall walking to skip some parts here, but I will have to do it at very specific times. Right here. There we go. So that's one we don't have to climb. Something you do have to get used to in playing this game. Alright, we got the UFO. Yeah, there he is. Cool. One of the things you have to get used to in playing this game is the reload button and jump buttons are right next to each other. You do not accidentally want to hit one when you need to hit the other. SMG ammo, very useful. Yeah, also, annoyingly, let me jump up here. Oftentimes, the UFO loves to spawn enemies directly on top of you. If you're walking like too close to the edge, like I was. Just as long as they don't get in my way. Another wall climb. Alright, so we have the final battle with the UFO over here. I'll grab this SMG ammo as a backup, but I don't think I need any of it. So this fight, we just pull these levers and they'll fire VX rockets that will launch and hit the boss. And 4 hits equals a kill. And that's really annoying. Stop dropping it. I like that there's shotgun ammo, but I don't think there's any shotguns on the moon at all. Let's head over here to that last lever. That should be enough to finish the fight. Last hit on the UFO should trigger Matrix mode in just a moment. Yay, cool explosions that we can't see. And that should end the chapter. Which just leaves the final boss fight. Dynamite. I mean Horst.
Hell, I will take you down with me, Cactus Cowboy.
So. Not much to say about this fight. This is another reason to say so much of this ammo, this gun. Absolutely decimates Horst.
Like Cactus Cowboy.
I don't know where he goes.
I will see you in hell, Cactus Cowboy.
This is not how lunar landers work, but there's a lunar lander and a module landing in the lunar lander. And that's our ticket out of here. So, almost time. And time. So that's Cactus Cowboy Land VR. Cactus Cowboy 3, fully loaded. Very long game, full campaign. Honestly, considerably better than the first 2 Cactus Cowboy games in terms of actual fun factor and gameplay. The devs did a wonderful job of making sure that the game was very difficult to break. There's a few places you can break, but not much. So, fairly solid game, but definitely goofy and weird. And fairly challenging. So Cactus gets to settle down with his Cactus waifu and hang out with the Cactus band at the Cactus bar, drinking some Cactus apple juice and a hamburger for some reason. Actually getting a fairly proper outro is kind of fun. There's a lot of confetti. If you've been watching other submission videos for the Big Bad Game-a-thon, you know that confetti is kind of funny to me, and several other people who have submitted games where confetti is just funny. So really puts it into context here. Confetti. honestly, kind of ruins confetti. In a good way. So back at home, all the Cactus Cowboy friends are chilling at the Cactus Ranch. But where's Cactus Cowboy? He's out getting some target practice on some of the remaining bots. And so ended the invasion of the alien robot army after the final showdown on the moon. Our dearly beloved hero, Cactus Cowboy, was given the key to the Cacti City. However, he rather rests in his peaceful village far out in the hot desert where this adventure once began. It was a long journey, and the evil Horst Weisnecker, who was behind the invasion, has been defeated. The Cactus world has finally come to peace. After lots of celebration, everyone called in sick at work. However, they were actually just playing video games. Shh, don't tell. You can be for sure, if danger threatens the Cactus world ever again, our hero, the Cactus Cowboy, will be there to ensure the safety of the cacti. Long live Cactus Cowboy. Oh Lord, there goes the message. Over there, up there. That is a cool effect. Lots of letters just everywhere. Now to load the credits. Our Cactus Cowboy chills on the beach that I hate and shoots things with rockets. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and skip this. There's not much else to talk about here. Thank you very much for watching this. I know it was a bit of a lengthy run and had a rough spot in the forest there. But yeah, that's pretty much the game. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and we'll see you later.